Hey guys, Casey here. Welcome back to another episode of Lions Den Investments and Reviews. In today's video, got some exciting news on Theta. We're hitting all-time new highs. Never been here before, so we're in price discovery right now with Theta and TFUEL. I'm going to cover some technical analysis on that, kind of show you where Ethereum's at. Then we're going to go over some announcements that Theta just made recently, which I believe is the reason for the push here in price for new price discovery. Then we're going to talk about Marc Cuban, Kavin Oleary. So both those guys are big believers now in Bitcoin and cryptos as the overall market. I know just a couple years ago, Marc Cuban and Kavin Oleary were really not on board with cryptos and Bitcoin, but they've changed their tune. So I want to cover that as well. And then I want to talk about what Warren Buffett is saying right now in the bond market. And so that'll pretty much wrap up this video. So getting started right now, Theta, right now we're at $4.31, guys. You can see the push right now on the daily chart. We got a ton of volume coming in. Really good sign that we're going to be heading higher as far as prices are concerned. I know last night we topped out at an all-time high right here at the top of this wick at about $4.73. One thing I want to let you guys know though, if you hold Theta right now, you might hear from other YouTubers out there, how they're making trades on Theta and stuff like that. Well, being that I'm here in the U.S., we have limited access to Theta through some of these exchanges. Okay, and I've been going through SimpleSwap to buy my Theta and TFUEL. But one thing I've noticed is Theta is kind of hard to get a hold of right now because they're not listed on, say, like Coinbase. They might be listed on some of these other exchanges, but it's more or less like Theta, USDT pair, that kind of thing. And I prefer, like, basically when I'm buying TFUEL and Theta, I prefer using Ethereum, okay? Just because it's easier to move around, transfer, that kind of thing. I'm not really, I don't like Tether, so I don't even really like to buy Tether or hold it. So I want to, basically my goal is to reduce the amount of transactions that I make as much as possible, just due to taxes at the end of the year. And so if I can just do Ethereum and Theta, it makes more sense for me anyways. But, it's predicated on the individual. But what I was going to say is, guys, if you're holding Theta and you're sitting on a good chunk of change, it's very, very hard. And maybe you can relate with me here. If you can, just hit the like button. What I'm going to say is it's very hard to let go of your Theta. Okay, and the reason why, again, is because it's just hard to find here in the U.S. for people here in the U.S. You can go to some of these other exchanges like SimpleSwap or Change Angel, but I just don't like trading in and out using those platforms because they're third-party mediaries. So basically, they facilitate the transaction for you when they go out to buy, and I don't know if they're buying directly within their own exchange or if they're going out to other exchanges and looking for Theta for you. But I don't like to get in and out and trade using third parties like that. Okay, I'd rather just have it be done directly in Coinbase or something like that. So I'm waiting for a listing on Theta, and if you guys have heard any news on that, leave a comment in the comments section and let me know, because what I want to go show you here in a minute is the announcements that are coming out with Theta, because they're making some huge progress. Okay, these guys are not playing around when it comes to the project and building out the underlying technology for this project. They're not playing around, guys. All right. So that's Theta right now. We've got support up here at about $3.94. So what I would expect maybe is that we're going to go up a little bit higher. It wouldn't surprise me, guys, if we retest this 374 and hit like $5, okay, sometime in the next couple days, and then we retrace like this and kind of take a bounce off this support, and then basically, follow the same pattern we've been seeing, where we crash higher and we go up and up and up. Okay. If you are a trader in Theta and you can get your hands on it and get in and out and you feel comfortable doing that, you might get out here, as we approach this all-time high. Give it maybe like a day or two, and then maybe think about getting out, and then you can come back in when we retrace and buy at lower prices and accumulate your bags. Again, like I was saying, I feel uncomfortable doing that right now just because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get my hands on more theta. So I'm holding on to my theta long term, and I'm just going to continue buying these dips for the time being. Unless you guys know of a quicker way to buy theta, without going through like a third party, like simple swap or somebody like that. If you know a way to do that, maybe through like, I don't know, maybe Kraken or something, let me know. Because the only places that I've found it are like on overseas exchanges. Some of them have like completely kicked out U.S. customers, so you can't use their exchange. Others like Binance.com, you know, they kicked their U.S. customers out as well, and now they've got Binance.us. And so far, as far as I know, Theta wasn't on Binance.us. So again, if that's changed, let me know. Let's go to TFUEL real quick, because TFUEL, same thing, guys. We're hitting all-time highs right now. We're at 14 cents, almost 14 and a half cents. And I bought down here not too long ago, actually, after we broke resistance on this downward trend. I bought in around like 8.6, almost 9 cents. And, that was February 27th. We're only on March 4th, and we're already like 3 cents higher, which is awesome, But again, it's like you take a look at your account, and me, for instance, take myself, between Theta and TFUEL, guys, I'm up. My portfolio, I'm sitting on $83,266. Okay, and I'm really tempted to take some off the top and then try to come back in and buy at these lower prices. But given the certain situation that I face being a U.S. Customer here with some of these exchanges, I just don't even know if I want to take the risk. So I'm just going to hold and buy the dips. But it's very tempting, guys, and maybe you can relate with that. So hit that like button if you can, and let me know what you guys have been doing with Theta. So that's TFUEL. Again, I think TFUEL, wouldn't surprise me if here sometime in the next like 2 or 3 weeks we're hitting like targets of like 18 and 19 cents, because we're almost there right now. And those were a couple of the targets that I had on TFUEL, dating back like 4 or 5 months ago. So we've already hit one of them, and one of them was 9 cents, and then I had another target around 18 or 19 cents. So I'm waiting on that right now, and that would be my second target price for TFUEL. But let's go ahead and move on to THETA Announcements real quick. Okay, this is their Twitter page right here, and the latest announcement was Theta Protocol Code version 2.2.0, released with important performance-related updates. And they're saying if you run a Guardian node, make sure to read for important updates on how TFUEL rewards will be distributed on-chain. So they're getting ready to stake TFUEL, guys, along with Theta. So that's pretty cool too. So if you're staking your TFUEL, guess what? You earn more TFUEL. So be on the lookout for that. That's huge news. Then you had Toko Crypto. I'm not familiar with this, but it's a TFUEL listing on it looks like Toko Crypto Binance. So it's the I don't know, the Tokyo version of Binance, maybe. I'd have to read more into that, but that's good news for TFUEL. And guys, keep in mind, remember what I was saying about TFUEL. A lot of these companies need to integrate into the Theta blockchain to offload their bandwidth from the data centers. So in order to do that, they have to become validators, like what you're seeing here with Sony. All right, Sony is now a node validator for Theta Network, and in order to join the Theta Network, they have to buy into TFUEL to integrate. Okay, which means that with the token burn in TFUEL, which is fastly approaching here, like in the next quarter, they're going to burn, I believe it's 2 billion tokens. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I believe it was 2 billion tokens that they're going to burn out of a supply of 5 billion tokens. Okay. Now, what that means is that your supply goes down, but then you have this situation taking place where these companies have to buy up more TFUEL to integrate. So the demand goes up as the supply goes down. And what do you think that's going to do for TFUEL? Some of the stuff that I'm hearing as far as the ratio for Theta and TFUEL, guys, they're talking about a potential like 6.65 TFUEL to 1 Theta. And if we go to that kind of correction in the ratio, kind of like you would deal with gold and silver, then you're looking at a price on TFUEL that could very easily go into a couple dollars, maybe even $3. So if you're holding on to a lot of TFUEL, guys, I would not let go of that. I would hang on to that for as long as you can, and let's see where it goes. Now, I told you I was going to talk about the Shark Tank guys, right? Like Marc Cuban and Mark Oleary or Kevin Oleary. These guys are changing their tune pretty quick, and it's interesting because Marc Cuban just made a comment the other day on his Twitter page here that I'm on, and he was talking to Peter Schiff. Okay, Peter Schiff is a gold bug, and listen to what he has to say here. He said, "Let me help Peter here." Because basically Peter Schiff commented, he said, "Congratulations to those who bought Bitcoin early, pumped up the price, and who have been dumping into the hype. You succeeded in getting Wall Street to buy into the mania. When I first learned about Bitcoin, I didn't think smart investors would be dumb enough to buy. I was wrong." Like, wow, dude. You know, that's kind of like in your face right there in regards to just slapping investors in the face. Kind of an arrogant comment, I might add. And Marc Cuban responds back here. He says, "Let me help Peter. Gold is hyped as much as crypto. Do we really need gold jewelry? Gold can make you a ring. Bitcoin, Ethereum are technologies that can make you a banker, allow friction-free exchange of value, and are extensible into an unlimited range of business and personal applications." Just like what I've been saying about Ethereum, okay? Hold on one second here. I'm going to take a drink. Throat's getting kind of dry there, guys. Talking a lot. So then he goes on, he says, "What we are seeing built with crypto today is just proof of concept. As technology continues to get better, cheaper, faster, there will be new applications and maybe even something that supersedes what we know as crypto today. But gold won't ever change, which is why it'll die as a source of value." And, and then he says, "Don't forget, gold was a source of value built on technology, from picks and shovels to mining operations that keep trying to improve. Whoever could use the tech of the day to find and mine the most efficiently was the most rewarded, much like crypto is today. Gold is dead, Peter. Move on." Like, I love it. I love it. And he's absolutely right. You know, he's spot on with everything that he's saying there. Another guy that changed his tune, you know, because, again, Marc Cuban just a couple years ago wasn't really, you know, he wasn't really feeling Ethereum and Bitcoin. Okay, and you just saw what he's saying there. Now you got this guy here, Kevin Oleary. If you guys don't know who Kevin Oleary is, he owns iShares Trust, which is like all the stocks that are on the stock exchange under iShares. So if you see any that are iShares, it's owned by this guy and created by this guy, okay? He's a billionaire, obviously. He's on Shark Tank, but he says he reverses stance on Bitcoin, says crypto is here to stay, and invests 3% of his portfolio. And they asked him, they said, "Why did you do that?" And he said, "Well, the thing is, you got all these big institutions coming in, like Goldman Sachs to Fidelity, J.P. Morgan, you name it." And he said they're buying Bitcoin at all-time high prices, and as big institutions and having the big money, the smart money that they have managing all these accounts, they wouldn't put their names out there and risk losing money if they did not know that Bitcoin was going higher. Okay, that's basically what he was saying. I'll leave a link in the description here of this video so you can go back and read it, but that's basically what he was saying. And he said, "I'm convinced that Bitcoin's here to stay now, because otherwise these guys wouldn't be investing in this stuff." And that brings me to the last part of this video, guys, because I know I'm talking quite a bit here, but I told you I was going to cover stuff on the traditional markets with the bond market. Look what Warren Buffett's saying right now about bond investors. He's saying they face a bleak future as yields remain near historic lows. Well, duh. You know, no shit. Pardon my French here, but it's like, you know, these guys, the baby boomers especially, okay, 401k accounts, right? They've always done the traditional 60 to 40. 60% equities, 40% bonds, or maybe it's vice versa, 60% bonds, 40% stocks, right? And that used to be the traditional way that you would make wealth when you go into retirement. Guys, these baby boomers right now, they're getting less than a 1% yield return on their bonds, which is U.S. corporate debt, long-term, uh, mid-term, and short-term debt. Okay, that's pathetic. That's pathetic. Nobody can retire and continue living the lifestyle that they were living before on a 1% return unless you're already like sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars. Then it might be worth it, right? Um, if you had $10 million, it might be worth it. But most of these people are having to their lifestyles are getting reduced to pretty much nothing because they were banking on this fixed index uh, bond type structure where they get a fixed income off of it. Those interest rates are being suppressed. So what do these people do? They either have to sell off their personal items, to try to keep up with the lifestyle they are living, or they got to reduce their lifestyle. And some of them might even possibly have to go back to work, at the age of like 70, 75. And it's just it pisses me off to no end because I'm around people every day at work. I've got a day job, and they're still in the mindset of traditional markets and trying to get a fixed income coming in so that they can retire in 5 years. I'm like, guys, you're not going to retire. You're going to work till you die because this stock market, the bond market especially, it's ready to pop. And when that thing pops, we're talking to the tunes of like $40 trillion being wiped out overnight, including your 401ks. All you have to do is go back and look at what happened in 2008. And ever since then, I pretty much looked at traditional markets as dead. That's why I got into cryptos to begin with. And that's why if you go back and you read Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper on Bitcoin, that was the whole purpose of it, was to get away from that system. So what do you think all these people are going to do, like these fixed income investors, the older baby boomers, when they've worked 35 years of their life, they're planning on retiring in 5 years, and here in the next like 1 or 2 years, their entire 401k pretty much gets wiped out. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to freak out, right? They're going to panic. Most of them will probably sell, and you're going to get a lot of people looking for that safe haven asset, gold, silver, which were the traditional assets, okay? And then Bitcoin came along, and now you've got this new digital asset, this new digital gold, what it's being referred to as, and people are going to buy into that. So I just see I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin still. I think we're going to go much, much higher over the next few months. So buckle up, get ready, strap in, and be licking your chops, man. I'm a lion. I don't know about you guys, but if you're a lion and you're ready to pounce on this market and keep adding to your bags, packing and stacking, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. And with that said, guys, remember, these markets are volatile. They go up and down. They're going to try to shake you out, but have no fear, my friends. Till next time, I'll talk to you later.